Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Who is back in the building other than Bruh Migos podcast? Back live again Sunday. You already
Ah,
know who it is. Price, Rob, Bruh Migos podcast. Again, Visky is out on consignment. He be out there
on the,
doing his thing.
he's a signing ass motherfucker, dog.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's constantly doing his thing. But no fear, your boys are here. We're here to host the show and we're here to get y'all going, We have
Damn
to
right.
talk a few things NBA, MLB, and boxing if you didn't catch the fights last night and the Clarissa Shields
Hmm.
fight coming up tonight. You might have want to tune in. You might want to pay attention. But we going to sift through all of that and we got to talk about, some rule changes, some definite rule changes. And matter of fact, Rob, you know what?
It's good.
Let's kick off the show with that. We're going to talk NBA out the gate. First
Hmm.
thing, first thing, first thing. Rob, I see right here. You say you don't think that the All Star format ever mattered, but they're going to need a format. Explain, my friend. Explain. Expound upon that for the people and folks at home.
Yes, yes, sir, Bob. So like y'all saw that the All Star game happened last week, and everybody loved it. Like I was talking big, before because we recorded before the All Star game,
Yes, we did.
and I was saying like the Rising Star game was great and everything was good. That was the level of effort we were looking for, and then the guys, the big boys, in the NBA, they basically said, you know what, we can match that too. Like we can basically match that level of effort. Really starting with Wemby. Like he basically said out the gate, like I'm trying to basically put y'all niggas in the dirt. And then Anthony Edwards said a word and then basically, fought back. And that's really all we was looking for. It didn't need to be USA versus World. I don't think
At
that
all.
they were really caring about that. Because for one, it was two USA teams. And it didn't seem as though they were like, hey, we need to make sure we assert ourselves on the world stage saying that we're the guys and everything like that. Cause I have to say it, we haven't had a US born MVP since 2018.
There we go.
So as and it doesn't look like that's gonna happen this year either.
Nope.
Unless Anthony Edwards makes a big jump, and then Shea and Nicola, which I think Nicola is the only can miss one more game this season, they have a fall. So yeah, we ain't gonna probably have one this year either. But be that as it may, it was a great game, great set of games, really, and I loved it. But I didn't think that they were motivated by it being USA or wearing the colors because it was the stars and the stripes was the older team and all this kind of stuff. I think they were motivated to that. Like Anthony Edwards seemed like for what he said, he was like he put belt, to the stripes team. He wanted to assert himself as far as saying, "I'm whooping your ass. I don't care if this ain't America whooping your ass. This is Anthony Edwards whooping your ass. Like this, I don't know his middle name, but like this is me whooping your ass. And it was because he got the shot across the bow from Wemby. Now,
Mm-hmm.
granted, Wemby might have been motivated by the international stuff, but I don't think that was the case either. I think these guys wanted to go out and play, and these guys wanted to make an effort and put on a show. And to be honest, it looked like they were going 80%, which to me, that's all we really needed.
That's all
Like
we
we
needed.
needed that and up, you know and that's what they did. Like you could see, like they didn't go as hard as they could have, but they went hard enough that it wasn't just like some exhibition where okay, let's throw it off the backboard, let's do our little tricks and all this kind of stuff. It's like no, they were like let's fucking hoop, and I loved every minute of it. So, but as far as the format, they can change this whatever they want next year. Like I've still been pushing for the regionals, and I understand that because you have international players that that's going to be a little tricky. But as long as they have formats, or as long as if they do the round robin thing, they just basically say, all right, you on my squad, you on my squad, let's go do it. Granted, that's how they did it before, but I think if they just say, hey, well, they could go back to East West if they want to.
Yeah.
Let's keep this level of effort. Let's keep this level of energy going. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, they could do that. They could just divide it up into four equal teams and everybody pull somebody if they got enough from each thing. But all in all, this year, like I said, the only thing I didn't like was the dunk contest. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only disappointing part of the dunk contest this year. Like, well, that was the only disappointing part of All Star Weekend was the dunk contest. We haven't. I don't think. as a crowd and a whole that we've been this into an All-Star weekend in a while. Like I said, I enjoyed the shooting star challenge with the old guys. Got to see Corey Maggette, them come out there, Allen Houston. Them. It was
Mm.
great to see those guys. Uh, dunk contest. I'm kind of still on board with the bringing in professional guys. Just either bringing the professional guys or pair them with a guy who wants to be out there or anything like that. But that's just where that is for me.
Mm.
That's pretty much how I can sum that up. But now that we kind of got through our summary, so a lot of you at home or have, if you pay attention to what's going on in the NBA, the NBA is now to adopt anti-tanking rules. Okay, now I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying I'm for tanking, which I am. Sometimes if it's gonna help you get better, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta sink the ship to get a new one. Okay, I ain't saying go commit insurance fraud, people. Now I'm not setting your car on fire, but yeah, sometimes you need what you need. You gotta do what you gotta do. Goddamn it, you gotta make it happen. Now, with that being said, the NBA has said, hey, we're adopting new anti-tanking rules. Would they have 7 potential rule changes that are to go as following: allowing protection for the first round draft picks only for selections in the top 4 or outside the top 14. That would kind of mean everything from 6 to 14 would be kind of up in limbo and would be tossed around. That could add a little bit of randomization of things. Freezing lottery odds at the trade deadline or later. Now, I kind of like this one, Rob, in a way, because it means if you're not doing good already, well, it means if you're not doing bad already, you can't come out there and just be bad the second half. You'd have to be bad the first half and then try to be good the second half. Okay?
Mm.
If you're trying to make the playoffs. That's literally what it's saying. You'd have to be bad the first half, then try to make the playoffs in the second half. And I don't think nobody's gonna put that much effort. I think if they're gonna be bad, they're just gonna come out there and be bad.
Mm.
That I mean, you might be right. Somebody might try. Somebody might
Yeah,
try.
yeah. I don't want to interrupt, but it. Go
Now,
ahead.
the others are preventing teams to pick up the top 4 in consecutive preventing teams to pick in the top 4 in consecutive years or after consecutive bottom 3 finishes. Ah,
Keep on going.
yeah. Disallowing teams to pick in the top 4 the year after reaching the conference finals.
Makes no sense. I don't
No,
know. I
no.
don't. I don't understand that one at all.
I understand it, but it's stupid. Uh,
Well, I don't understand how they're going to enforce that.
yeah,
That's really what.
exactly. Allocating lottery odds based on 2-year rolling records. I
Which
got to
that's based off MLB.
yeah, that's MLB style. Extending the lottery to include all playing teams. Hmm.
Sure.
This would thin out odds a little bit. This would thin out odds a little bit, and then flattening the odds for all lottery teams.
Which that makes
Yeah,
a fair amount of sense. But yeah, I
so
got you.
so that's the only one that I'm cool with. Like that I'm flat out
Hmm.
cool with. Flatten the
Hmm.
odds for everybody. Now, that protected draft picks. Okay. People done already did the deals. Okay. This is too late to do that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's too late to do that in my opinion because people make deals 3, 4, 5 years out. It's That's a bad one to try to implement. And
Right.
freezing the lottery odds at the trade deadline, I can understand. But like you said, somebody might try to be bad the first half.
Like I feel like they're gonna sit starters. They gonna because the thing where which I'm thinking what they're trying to do is they're trying to make everybody play competitively for 82 games
Yeah.
and not even though which Utah was right when they set out their players in the second half, they did win the game. So it run contrary. It's like basically what happened with like walking Barry Bonds with the bases loaded kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like that team won the game. Like so it worked for all intents and purposes, but it's not competitive as what you would want it to be.
Yeah.
And so I think that they're trying to basically make it to where it's like teams are playing competitive throughout, but it's like, if like, oh, I got to be shitty in the first half and then basically move it to the second half. That's where I can get good, so to speak. It's like, I don't see the point in that. That one's a weird one.
That one would be a very weird one. Excuse me, people. But it's weird because I could see somebody try to be middle to the bottom and then try to make it in, either play in or the top 6 spot,
Mm,
and be like, okay, I'm
mhm.
gonna go win in the playoffs, and then I'm gonna get still get a relatively decent draft pick, which would be
Yeah.
crazy. That really would be crazy because it would be a hell of a strategy, and I guarantee that there's a GM out there who saw that rule and was like, we can do this. We can do that
Mhm.
right there. And I think all you're doing, all I think you're doing is you're acting like NASCAR did back in the day. Okay, you're
Mhm.
trying,
Yeah,
you're
that's
trying
actually
to
a good point.
prevent these fools from cheating because people are figuring out how to shorten the car and do this and uh damn, I forgot his name. But he was like one of the guys with the most NASCAR violations come up, and that's why they have such a strict rule book. 9. He had a bigger gas line and stuff like that. But in a way,
Mhm.
sometimes if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying in a way, because NASCAR wasn't. That's the next step for the NBA rules is gonna be bringing in a guy who helped write the NASCAR rule book to help sort out your shit there. That's the only other thing that you can do. That's literally the only other thing
Yeah.
that you can do. And I don't know if you want to go through that because they went through hell with that thing.
Yeah, I think it's just like the witch trials, man. It's like the Salem witch trials. That's why I'm
It
calling
really is.
these the Secaucus witch trials, because this is more like they're trying to weed out. They're trying to weed out basically the people that are bullshitting essentially, or weed out the people that they feel that are bullshitting. So they're kind of like with the Salem witch trials, like dropping them off a cliff. If they survive, if they survive, they're a witch. If they don't, then they dead. Like, they're adding all these different rules to try to like weed out like who is actually losing on purpose, when it's like, if I take like a random team, let's say like the Kings, for example. Like, let me give you the Kings as they've picked in the lottery for umpteen years. Let me give you some of their draft picks in the lottery. Marvin Bagley Jr., granted, De'Aaron Fox and Zach Collins, but even though that pick went to Portland.
Mm,
But Willie Cauley Stein, granted, Tyrese Halliburton, but also Davion Mitchell, decent pro. But like, also you got Keegan Murray, who ain't even on their team no more. Like, the thing about these things is that, like, even if you're picking in the lottery, it ain't assuring you success. Like, could be a bad draft. You could just be shitty as a picker. Like, it could be a lot of different things, but it's like trying to add all of these rules to kind of get people to be competitive. It's just going to be, they're going to go to the next hit and go to the next step and basically find out, okay, well, I can just do this, which
yeah,
also ain't something appealing. And I think with Adam Silver, he tries to appease every goddamn body and tries to make everybody happy, when it's like, man, just roll the fucking ball out there. People are trying to watch these games. That's all it really is. Like, people just want competitive games. They just want to see stars in competitive games. And trying to do the tanking shit, just fucking, like I saw somebody on Blue Sky say, just make all of it 1 through 32. Make the
yeah,
whole fucking put everybody in the draft lottery, say it's 1 through 32, and then be that as it may. Because if you're a good team, you're gonna try to be a good team. Because that's all you really need to do. Try to be a good team. You're not going to be a good team just by getting assets. You're going to be a good team by actually doing something with assets, but also being smarter about how you scout, how you basically coach your team, how you set the groundwork, and how you basically make sure all of your people are good. Like, the draft is only the draft. It's basically picking crops. But as far as what you do with said crops is what basically makes you a business owner, or what makes you a successful owner. Because you could be the Kings where you get a whole bunch of good crops, or crops that are deemed as good where they grow, and then you fuck them up
yep,
because you don't know how to run a franchise. But just basically saying, well, I'm gonna keep picking crops. I'm gonna keep picking these crops, and sooner or later I'm gonna get something. Yeah, all right, Jack. climb that fucking beanstalk if you want to. But what you can also do is sell a fucking cow or make more cows to where you can basically get some beef, make that beef into a business, and then basically be a better farmer. But you ain't gonna
Yes.
find a fucking beanstalk. You ain't gonna find a fucking golden goose. You need to fucking get in the field, homie. Like you need to basically learn and be better and do better. That's what you need to do as a franchise. That ain't gonna help you with the draft. So either I would say, like they kind of have here, flatten the odds for everybody, or flatten the odds for the draft lottery eligible people, or you just basically say like flatten it for everybody. You got to go compete, Dooney, and then basically go from there.
Yeah. Look, I'll say it again. If you make the playoffs, this is how it works. For the playoffs, from the 8 seeds down, the first teams out could be your 16 on down. Okay? But them other teams, it just needs to be everybody got the same amount up top. Okay? That's it. Look at Adam Silver. I just had to tell Rob earlier. You look like the type of person that complicates things that don't need to be complicated. And this is how I feel about this. I feel like you're like Professor X. You want us all to be mutants together and live and be a harmony. But you know good and goddamn well that they out there cheating to get this number one pick. And like Rob said, it's basically a lottery ticket for a lottery ticket. Because you don't know if the guy you pick is gonna work out. You don't
Nope.
know if he's gonna stay healthy. You do not know what the odds are gonna roll on him. Okay? We don't. Because it's actually been proven that people have more success with the guys below the top, below the top few picks.
Like a Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah. You, look, I know what you're trying to do, Adam. Listen to us. Keep this shit simple. Hey, if you make the playoffs, can't go no higher than 16. There it is. There it is. We done.
Mhm.
That's all it is too. There you go. Boom.
Yep.
Line
Yep.
set.
But you say you got a 31 in 32 chance of basically getting the number one pick.
Yep. Let's not play all of these other games and
Or I
all.
guess a 1 in 16 for
Yeah,
that matter.
but just flatten this out. I don't need I don't need somebody with okay, first of all, sometimes whenever you put too much percentage on it and people figure out how this is played and they see the guy with like 4% came out and won, just don't say that. Just make it all even. Hey, everybody got a chance to get this thing. Everybody just know if you weren't a playoff team, you have a chance. Okay?
Yep.
You have a chance. That way the middle of the road teams have a chance to elevate themselves. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then we got another team fighting for playoffs because they get a good player. I'm not saying I want the sorry teams to suck forever. Their luck just didn't run. Okay?
But it also got to be that hey, you lazy fuck sorry team, get off your ass and go hire better people to
Yeah.
basically be. And this is also my other plan. So this is also my other like strategy. Like something that they could implement. See, we already talk about competition. We already got some of these former NBA players in this front office. Have the NBA have a tournament for the front offices, have them basically play to see who gets number one pick because they're the ones that actually are incentivized to want to basically get the number one pick, whether it's to save their job or to show that they're going to try to save their job. Have them basically play to get the number one pick because I know I've seen like people talk about, well, you can have a loser bracket for certain teams to try and compete. Ain't no team. Let's say it's the Hornets versus the Kings. Them motherfuckers are not trying to basically get somebody to take their job. So have it to be the front office to basically be like, hey, I'm gonna go play. Let's say it's a 3-on-3 or 5-on-5, whatever they want to do. That because they gonna probably do half court because some of these niggas just old.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
have it to where you gonna basically have your front office basically keep their fitness up, but B have it to where they're actually efforting physically to basically get the number one overall pick. Not put it on the people that basically are there to keep their own job. Have you basically save your own job by trying to get the number one pick and do it like that. If you not gonna basically do what we say, do it the other thing that I say at least. Like have these people, because I've said it for football. I said, I mean, baseball, they only got their own thing, and
Yeah,
that's too much of a crapshoot.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
way too much of a crapshoot. But
Baseball made this gambling in Vegas with a dollar. Damn it! And if your dollar don't win,
yeah,
you up
like
shit's
nigga, you
creek.
you throwing that shit, you throwing basically a draft pick in MLB is you throwing that motherfucker into a well, and then you gonna see if that motherfucker float. That's it. Like that's all MLB is. But like, yeah, for these other sports, they got these other limited rosters that also don't have a minor league, a paid minor league that's tied to them. Then you basically go ahead and just say, hey, front offices, play for this number one pick. But either flatten the odds, have these motherfuckers start, breaking their own ankles and get the number one pick. Make them fight for it.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta make them fight for that shit. Look. I'll say it once. I'll say it a million times. Look, let that shit be what it's gonna be. Okay, let it be what it's gonna be. And because we don't have a smoky eunuch of the NBA, I had to go and find him, bro. You ain't got nobody building a 7-8 Chevelle. You ain't got nobody with an 11-foot gas line that's 2 inches in diameter. You ain't got nobody inflating basketballs in the gas tank so he can deflate and then increase fuel capacity. Which I gotta say, that man was a genius, right? When it came to cheating, he knew what he was doing. Okay.
Who is he called? What was
His
he called?
his real name is Henry Eunuch, but they called him Smokey Eunuch. If you, any of y'all at home, if you ever want to know why NASCAR has such a complicated rule book, you go look up some of the. He wasn't the only person pulling tricks, but you go look up some of the crap that he did, and I was like, the ingenuity. I would have never thought of.
My nigga, when you said Smokey Eunuch, I'm thinking you talking like the nigga on Game of Thrones who was like a eunuch, didn't have shit down there because they did something to him, like
Oh,
basically mutilated him. I'm thinking you talking about a eunuch. Like I'm thinking you talking about somebody that ain't got genitals, nigga. I'm
nah,
thinking that like not a dude named Eunuch.
nah,
Shout out
nah.
to Smokey Eunuch if you still out there. Hopefully you got your balls and
Look,
your penis too.
Rob, he is probably the most innovative person. He helped. He isn't one of the complete reasons because a bunch of people cheat. A bunch of people cheat, but he is probably the most. He's the reason NASCAR has a cutout now that you have to go by.
Mm.
Like NASCAR is very strict now on these measurements because of people like him. He literally had a car that he slimmed and he gave it an acid bath and all. He look.
Mm.
He was Bill Belichick and Tom Brady before they even got out there. The man did
I
things
mean he
to the car, Rob, that I'm telling you, you'd be like, who the fuck would think of this to win a
I mean he
race?
he was the one eunuch that had the balls to do it.
Yes, yes,
I was getting
yes.
that joke off.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it
I,
was good. It was good. It was
I,
good. But he,
I,
until we get a trade, well, I ain't gonna say a trade. Until we get a person that's cheating like that, I don't see the need. Just make this shit simple. And then, second of all, they can't cheat like that in the NBA because it's dependent upon who you draft. Hey, bro, just make it like this. Look, you made the playoffs, you're on this side of the line. You didn't make the playoffs, you're on
mm,
that side of the line. Okay,
yep.
that's it. Hell, you could cheat till you almost in the playoffs, and then we'd kind of notice. We'd be like, hey, because I won't lie to
Mm-hmm.
you, the Jazz are pulling a hell of a move because they done got 3 7-footers now. They got Kessler. They didn't win. Got Jaren Jackson. Now they still got Markkinen. They got a young guard now. They possibly looking like a top like a top pick for AJ DeBanz, who's coming out of BYU. We just gonna
Nigga,
see. It's a lot of shit
him.
going in their favor, but hey.
Boy, they get that young man. Whew.
Boy, I'm gonna tell you now, they get that young man, bro.
Hey,
We gonna be saying the Jazz back in the playoffs.
hey, hey, man, look. Oof. Oh, look, mm, that's the game cheating. But
Man, look.
ready to talk about some MLB?
Oh, I've been ready for the MLB. We You guys know that we always go through and we give you a preview of each division, But hey, it was one that we were supposed to cover today, but we had to sidetrack. We had to call an audible. You know,
Change your plans.
yeah, we had to make a quick change of plans, but that's not gonna stop us because guess what? We're giving y'all the AL East
Hmm.
preview.
The great, the great AL East. Like this team, this first of all, baseball prospectus. Shout out to baseball prospectus.
Yep, yep.
Basically, they have simulator. They simulate every team, with their own little configurations and everything like that to say who is going to basically what the people's record is going to be. This is the only division in baseball where no one has a projected has a projected losing record. Like no one. Like the least amount of wins for a team for the AL East, what they're predicting is 81. Like they're literally saying everybody's gonna go over 500, and it's the team that we starting with is the worst as the team. Which for me, I'm saying that yeah, every team in this division, even before this, I'm saying every team in this division can win 90 games or lose 90 games, and the Rays is the start of that because like the Rays, they got them going 80, 81, and 80, or it was 81.3 and 80.7, whatever. So we'll say 81 and 81. Let's go there. But they got them as basically the team that's going to basically toe the line as far as this division. And to be honest, comparatively to the other teams that are way more talented, to be honest, in this division, they're about right. Now, granted, you got Junior Caminero, who I think is a MVP candidate. I
Yeah,
think he's stellar.
Junior
He's
is
must
very good.
see. I think this is a guy that everybody needs to if the Rays are in your town or if basically the Rays are on your TV or
Hmm.
if you got MLB and they are on, go ahead watch this dude. Between him and Chandler Stipson, gonna be probably two of the most exciting people in the American League, if not in all of baseball. They
Yes.
also picked up, the homie Cedric Mullins, who longtime Oriole, who is now going to basically be patrolling center field or maybe left in Tampa. They also got Victor Mesa Jr., who is I think going to be in their minor leagues, but he might be called up. Also, the only reason I talk about him because A, I just found out he was a part of the race today, and B, his brother's named Victor Mesa. So there's a Victor Mesa Jr. and there's a Victor Mesa. The Victor, they were both part of the Marlins at one time, so they both still staying in Florida. But Victor is still, I guess, in the minor league system with the Marlins. Victor Mesa Jr. is basically with Tampa Bay. He looks like to be the better of the two. But they did go out and get Gavin Lux in the offseason. They did trade away Josh Lowe and I can't remember the other guy's name, but they brought in some talent. Like I said, they brought in Steven Matz to help their bullpen. Who if this team does suck, that they basically is going to be a trade piece, but should be getting Dre Rasmussen. I can't even say
Yeah,
his
it's
name.
Rasmussen. It's Rasmussen.
Yeah, but Drew Rasmussen.
Drew Rasmussen.
He's supposed to be
Rasmussen.
the opening day starter from what I heard yesterday. Uh, Great comeback story. Shane McClanahan should be back sometime soon as well. Another great comeback story. The thing with the Rays is that they've had a lot of injuries to their starting rotation. Those two guys in particular. Um, if they come back, you go in Ryan Pepio, who's or he was the one of the trade people. He was the people that they traded from the former Dodger. Then you got basically, Jonathan Aranda, like you got Carson Williams, who's a former top prospect for them. This can be a team that basically wins 90 games because the Rays just always find a way to win 90 games, even if they are as talent deficient comparatively to the other teams in the AL. But this is the team to watch. I think they're going to have some running, especially Chandler Simpson. Hopefully, maybe steals 50, 60 backs this year, especially with being a full season. So, yeah, this I think is a team that is one to watch.
I'm gonna put you on record right now. Above or below 500?
Above. They're going to be above.
Above 500? They were close.
Yeah.
77, 77, 77, and 85. They were close. I do agree with you. I think that they could be above 500. This is like you said. This is one of those. This is one of those divisions. We either win 90, we could lose 90. It could go either way. I am kind of curious to watch the Rays play, but I gotta talk about the Orioles though.
So let's talk about them.
Look, Orioles. I just want to say this. You made me and Rob look like fools in the past. Okay. I just, I
Fools.
just want to let y'all know that up front, y'all made us look like fools. Y'all given us hope at a
I'm thinking these
time,
niggas gonna make the World
and
Series.
and we was right. We were like they prime. They got everything. And then you know what they did? They hit us in the balls like China was hitting guys in the early 2000s in WWE, and we were out for the
Oh,
count. And I don't appreciate this
mm,
because you got a switch hitting catcher
hmm
that's supposed to be the man at 28 years old. Now you do have the polar bear. You got Pete. You got Gunner. You got Jackson Holiday. You Mountcastle is there. Westenberg is there. Look, Westberg. I don't know why I call him Westberg. You have enough. Kerstead is there. O'Neal is
Gunnar
still there.
Henderson,
What's wrong?
Coach
What's
Kowser.
wrong? Just what's wrong? What's wrong with them, bro? What the hell is wrong
The,
with their heads?
the health. I know Adley Rushman was out like good amount of the year. I know that basically it was just up and down for them. They didn't have any pitching, like which was one of the things we kept
This
saying
is true.
last year
Yeah,
is
we
that
kept
they
saying it.
needed a pitching, and they gave away Grayson Rodriguez, and everything like that. But they went and got former Ray Shane Bass. They went it. They Trevor Rogers was basically like was like a glory story for them. Like came out of nowhere, former Marlin and everything, and just I don't want to say came out of nowhere. He basically did much better than what he had done previously. Like he played above his weight class. But they went and got Ryan Helsley. Felix Batista should be back sometime this year, but it's not something to bank on really because it's coming off of Tommy John. They went
Yes.
and got Chris Bassett. So they did
Yeah, they got Kyles
put
there
in
still too.
F yeah, they did put in effort to basically bolster up their rotation and bolster up their pitching staff. But this is a team that I think is way for a bounce back. Like this could win. This could be an 100-win team just because of what they have on offense. When you're talking about former top prospect Samuel Basello, when you're talking about Gunnar Henderson, who could be, if he really like stuck to it and really like focused, could be an MVP candidate as well. Like Tyler O'Neill, who has a lot of talent, but just can't stay healthy either. But Heston Kjerstad, again, you talked about Adley Rushman, switch hitting catcher, like Jackson Holiday, who still has pop, and it's just like you don't know what Jackson Holiday you're gonna get. But if you can get the Jackson Holiday that basically was a former number one top prospect in all of baseball, this is a team that basically can lead the league in offense. Like this is a team that, and we talk about the polar bear. This is a team that is outfitted to basically win. Can they have the pitching to hold it up? We talking about boat race after boat race. It's probably what it's going to need to be. But if they could get Shane Bass with the potential that he had, and basically you elevate, I mean, if you go still what you had with Kyle Brandish and Trevor Rogers, this is a team that could win 100 games, like straight up.
Rob, I hear you. But I gotta say this today. I shall believe in said Baltimore Orioles making the playoffs no more. Hell no. I
They they,
ain't going for it no more. Nope.
they
I
hurt your
ain't going.
trust.
I
They
didn't
hurt your
hurt.
trust.
It's gone, Rob. It's
Oh,
gone.
okay.
It's
Okay. Well,
gone.
let me ask you. Let me point the question back at you. Over, they're gonna be over or under 500. Like
Under,
they gonna
under.
be under.
I
You
think
got
that
them as under.
I think that they're gonna be just under. I think that they're gonna be
Ooh,
just under. I think it's gonna be close. I
man.
I think they're gonna be just under. Like you, I think the boat race is gonna kill them because we're gonna get to some of these other teams. It's other teams in the division that have made improvements. One that holds near and dear to my heart, and I don't think the one who I think is gonna have a worst off year. I don't think that they're gonna be that bad, and I think the one who finished out on top is still gonna be good in their prime to have a good year. I don't think that they can do it. It's
So
something about just because you got to remember last year we made the prediction. We said they're in there. They didn't even make the playoffs. Year before they were in the playoffs. We looked at them in the playoffs and we said these guys are here now. We gotta
Mhm.
appreciate them. And then we had a tremendous fall off. We were up
Yeah.
here and then went here. And I can't go for them because they fooled me. They fooled me. Because I knew, now granted, I'm a Red Sox fan. I didn't think that we were gonna make the playoffs last year. We made the playoffs. And I remember thinking,
Mhm.
I made playoffs. Baltimore was just there last year and couldn't make playoffs last year. What happened? Just what happened? We knew that it was gonna be a bold race. We knew that they were gonna have to figure something out. They couldn't figure it out. Right now, Rob, we're gonna rely upon, are these arms gonna be here? And I don't think that they're gonna be there. I don't think that they're
Mm.
gonna be there. I think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be
Mm.
close. I'm saying they might make. I think they might get 79 wins this year. They had 75 last year. I think they might get a few more.
So
But at
baseball
70, yeah,
perspectives
75.
has yeah, baseball perspectives has them at 83 or 83.5 and 78.5. So basically they're saying that they're gonna lose. They have the possibility of losing about 78, 79 games. So I mean, it might be so you saying that 79 is gonna be more in the win column
Yeah,
than in the loss column.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. I mean that's fine. I you know what? And I can understand it because the thing is these bats can't go soft. These
Yes.
bats can't go hollow. But I think that they have so much firepower that I think that and with the firepower that they've had, like as far as you talk about the Kobe Mayos, the Keldon Couch, the guys that basically they had as far as these are going to be the next, like this was the product of one of the best farm systems in all of baseball. I think that they're going to basically rise to the occasion, and all of that's going to align with also basically bringing in the polar bear, who is still looking for some more money. So like I think his deal is like a 3 year like with like two options kind of shit.
Yeah, I
Like
think so. Yeah.
I don't think he got a long term there for Baltimore. So I think he's gonna be looking to basically like keep himself up. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Now, I just gotta throw this out there. Blue Chew, I'm not above throwing an ad in there for y'all whenever Rob said about the batting going soft, because I was like, they make a pill for that and it's called Blue Chew. You know, I'm just saying I could have threw an ad for you right there.
Like we got you. Which no, let me backtrack. It's a five. He signed a 5 year, $155 million
Oh, so he's there. He
deal
getting
with the
money.
Orioles. So yeah, he in there like
He
swimwear. So
he getting money.
so
He in there. He's there. So
yeah. So he's actually is there. I'm thinking of somebody else.
but I can't believe in him, bro. I can't believe it. I think a few more wins. I think maybe if they can solve pitching issues, maybe they make a couple moves. Maybe I might change my mind. I might change my mind, but I've been disappointed since last year because I was excited the year before they made the playoffs, and I was like, man, they looking real good. And then all of a sudden they were like, just, I mean, it's like, okay, so you know what? You're not gonna fool me. Look, fool me twice. I can't get fooled again. Okay, then it's that simple. Now, going off of the Orioles, we have to talk about the Yankees. This is a
Mm-hmm.
team that is near and dear to so many of you people who wear a Yankee fitted. Hey, it's a lot of
You
y'all in New
people,
York. Yeah, you people.
all the Yankees, Cowboys, Lakers fans out there.
Yeah, because they all kind of flock. It's like they all gravitate in those circles. You know, it's like it's like y'all should know each other. You know? You was wearing purple and gold. You wear pinstripes this season, no? You. But hey, it is what it is. So Rob, I see you want to talk about how much the Yankees can disappoint this year. What do you think? What are you thinking? How can they disappoint?
Oh man, like I'm looking at this roster and I'm looking at basically all the guys that they have. Of course, you got Aaron Judge, who's a perennial MVP candidate. They
Mm-hmm.
brought in Paul Goldschmidt again for another 1 year deal. You heard about Jazz Chisholm? The boy's trying to get 35 million a year for like 5, 10 years or some shit like that.
Ain't happening.
Um, boy, you got so much dip on your chip.
Too
Um,
much dip on
but
this chip.
but they still got Max Fried, who I was wrong about mea culpa or whatever the fuck that means. But like, I'm sorry. And they still got the hellified bullpen, Camilio Duvall, Brett, David Bednar. Like this team is set. They are baseball perspectives got them winning 88, 89 win games
I
this
can
year.
definitely see that.
But but it's like I feel like this is a team ready to fall again. Because the thing about it is, yes, they went in the playoffs, they beat y'all Red Sox, like I, who I had. that was another thing. Red Sox, y'all disappointed me because I had you motherfuckers going to the playoff. I had you motherfuckers going to the World Series, but then I was like, I shouldn't have trusted your bitch ass anyway. But either way, that's neither here nor there. This is a Red Sox team, or this is a Yankees team that basically has the talent, but you can't trust. The reason why Jazz Chisholm ain't gonna get that kind of money because that motherfucker plays like 35 games a year.
Yes.
So there's that. Then Jason Dominguez, who is a former top prospect, don't really know what's gonna come out with him. Granted, their pitching did show the fuck out last year. You remember Cam Schlitter, Schlitter,
Yeah,
like a
that's the
splitter.
Schlitter.
It's like a splitter, but it's got the Schlitter. But I think Mad Dog called him Shitter. Either way, it was either Mad Dog or the other boy. But yeah, either way, Garrett Cole's supposed to be coming back. They gonna have the pitching. I don't know about this lineup. Cody Bellinger actually got his money, but I don't know about this lineup. Granted, Aaron Boone has a way of keeping a team that has 100 wins that loses in the first round. So yeah, chances are they might get close to that 89. Then they gonna get closer to the 73 losses that they talk, or 73. They're gonna get closer to 100 wins. Then they basically gonna be away from 100 wins. But this is a team that's ready to disappoint. And when you was talking about the Orioles basically being under 500, this is a team. If any team in the division that I could say has the possibility of being under 500, just because of like this bubble got to pop with Aaron Boone sooner or later, and I think it pops a little bit earlier than it does. You know, like I think him having a losing record with this team, I think it's gonna basically be the thing that basically gets his ass kicked out of there.
I can definitely see that. Now we got to give Chisholm a little bit more credit because the past two seasons, he won 47, 130 last year. Granted, he's only cleared 100 games two other times in his career so far.
Yeah, but that's not enough for me, dog. You got to be better than that.
It's not enough. It's not enough for him to ask for that type of money.
Like, and I love Jazz. Like, Jazz is one of my favorite players in all of baseball. Man, you can't stay healthy, dog. Like, you got to stay on the field, man. Like, we want to see you out there. And granted, I see you had an All-Star and you was Silver Slugger last year. He is capable of doing that every year. It's just that you got to do it, man. Like, you just got to do it. I want you to get paid too. I want you to get that money. You just got to stay on the field.
Yeah, it's the health concerns with him, dog. It's just the health concerns with him. But I think the Yankees are gonna do Yankee shit. Like they're gonna be there and then they're gonna lose in the playoffs. I don't look. I see every team being somewhat competitive. Like I said, I don't find Baltimore as big of a threat because of pitching. Same thing kind of with Tampa Bay because everybody's trying to bounce back. But we all know the Yankees will show up, they'll make the playoffs, and then they go out in the playoffs. Okay, it's not a look. And look here, Yankee fans. I know some of you are saying, "Oh, you just hating because we could win the World Series." Look, I could win the lottery, okay, but that don't mean that it's guaranteed to happen. It's a chance that it could happen. Now, as many of y'all who believe that you can win the World Series, it's a lot of other teams that beg to differ. Okay, there's a lot of other teams that are like, no, you're not. Like it's just not happening. Do the Yankees have like MVP in Aaron Judge? Yes, they do. Do they have good pitching? Yes, they do. But for some reason, whenever we get down the stretch, it just all fold up like origami, and you flick it out the window and it goes sailing away. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Sail away.
Yeah. Now, playoff team, yes. I know that y'all are going to be a playoff team. Where y'all at? I think somewhere around what they said, 89, 90, Y'all are going to win games. Y'all are definitely going to win games. World Series? Don't know about that. Don't know about that at all.
No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah, at all. Now, Rob, I see that you kind of talking about the trades between us calling my team the St. Louis Red Sox. So I'll let you also, take this before I unleash how proud I am of my team.
I mean, well, before your unleashment, basically Baseball Prospectus got y'all winning 82 games, so they got y'all treading water.
Oh my God. I can't believe you.
Like, you're right there. Which is kind of nuts because like I'm looking at this roster and yeah, I said the St. Louis. St. Louis Red Sox because we gave y'all Sonny Gray and Wilson Contreras. Granted, we gave y'all Steven Matz last year as well, but now he's on the Rays, so that be that what it may. Granted, we got a bunch back, which we're gonna talk about the Central, a good little while from now. But I'm looking at this roster, I'm like, this is a really good roster to basically only win 82 games. And granted, most of this might be because of what the division is, but I don't think I would basically say y'all would be more time. I would say y'all be more likely winning 89 games before the Yankees do.
Yes.
Because the thing about it is, I think, but having Garrett Crochet, think about this: Garrett Crochet, Sonny Gray, Ranger Suarez, Brian Bello, Cutter Crawford. That's a
Mm,
really nice
mm.
lineup. Then you basically got Johan Oviedo, who is also a former Cardinal, but
Yes, he
granted,
is.
by way of a bunch of different teams. But like this is a nice rotation to basically punch out with Peyton Toll, who's a guy that basically is going to be supposed to be good for y'all. Connolly Early, I think is supposed to be good. Patrick Sandoval, who I liked in the past. Oh, it looks like it's going to be going for long relief. But yeah, y'all got enough, that y'all basically should have a nice team, like a nice good record. Like, of course, I got Wilson Contreras, who's going to be anchoring that lineup. When you got Carlos Narvaez, who was really good last year. Roman Anthony, who's basically supposed to be spitfire next year, this year. Jaron Duran, who's looking to get his money as well. Christian Campbell, Masataka Yoshida, who
Yoshida.
basically who is coming back from injury. Tristan Casas is also coming back from injury. Y'all should have a way more than enough to basically get more than 82 wins. I think they shortchanged y'all a good amount. Granted, like I said, because of the division, but y'all have a lot of talent on this team that I think y'all could really actually be really good.
Look, I'll just say the guy at baseball perspective. His simulations were on Hennessy tonight that he did everything for the Red Sox. You know,
Yeah.
he was tipsy a little bit, but I'm gonna give him a G pass because of all the improvements, like you said, Rob. Look, I feel like we got rid of our cancer, who's now somebody else's problem now. It, it,
Mm.
look,
Who might that be, my brother?
well, there was this guy, bro. His name was Rafael Devers. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and we had talked to him. We had told him he could put up his glove, and then we needed his glove, and
Mm-hmm.
he got upset because we wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
let him play third, and then other people offered to play first, and he was upset about having to play first and stuff like that, And then we traded him. And now, ironically enough, he's in a
Mm-hmm.
situation where he can't play third because there's a guy with a better glove
Mm-hmm.
there, and then
Mm-hmm.
they may need him at first, but he complains about playing first. Okay, so ironically
Mm-hmm.
enough, I took my highest price headache and sent him away to the West Coast where he's about to deal with the same goddamn situation that he was gonna have to deal with in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like how the baseball gods work in my favor sometimes. I took my headache and I passed it to the next team, and that team is all the way in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
It whenever look, as soon as I saw him complaining, Rob, you know what I said? I said, look at how God worked right there. They handed that headache to somebody else. I said, look, won't he do it for you sometime? He passed that headache over to somebody else, and I ain't got a deal no more. I done
Yeah,
brought a
but the
smile on
funny
my
thing is,
face.
y'all also ain't got Alex Bregman, who y'all
Yeah,
basically
we
who was the
don't.
initial man to pissed him off. So
Yes,
that there's also that is kind of chuckle factory right
but
there.
but I got look. I feel like I got some good young talent. I feel like we're gonna be solid. We did
Mm-hmm.
lose Bregman, but it was just so ironic how he has to deal with the same thing. And I'm looking at him like, I bet you wish you would have shut your goddamn mouth now. You just shut your mouth. Shut your mouth sometimes. Just don't say anything. Just do. They pay their.
Or 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 just play first, dog.
Yeah, just
Just play first.
they paying you an obscene amount of money for you to go play first,
Uh Out the ass kind of bucks.
but yet you want to complain. You want to
Bitch
complain.
moan and complain.
It just and then look, picking up Ranger Suarez, as great of a year as he had last year, I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on Philly's mind. I was like, so you let me get him. I you know what I felt like? I don't remember if you remember the movie Head of State, whenever they asked him about running for president, and he said, "Which America?"
Like North America?
Yeah, he's like North America. I was like, you should. That's the ranger that you sending over there to me. That's the
Hey,
dude.
we gonna get to talk about the Phillies, but I think they will be just fine. I
Yeah,
think I don't,
yeah.
I wouldn't say that's addition by subtraction, but that subtraction I don't think it ain't gonna matter as much as
Nah. It's not for them.
is what you're saying.
Nah, but it did. It was great addition for us.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah.
great addition to us. I was like, you talking about the guy who had 151 strikeouts? That guy. That's the one you. I'm like,
And was hurt for a good minute, so I mean he could have had more.
yeah. It's like you clearly knew something that I didn't know. So I'll take it though. I'll take it. But overall, I think we're gonna win more than 82 games. I do think we're gonna win more than 82 games. Come on now. Come on now, baseball perspective. Be a little bit better. Be a little bit better than that. Now, last but not least, the Blue Jays.
Mm-hmm.
Rob, the Jays of the Blue. How
Blue of the Jays.
the Blue of the Jays? You said they've tasted the blood of success. Can they go back for seconds? Do you think that they can make it back to the World Series?
Oh fuck yes, and it's mainly because like the addition they made by adding Dylan Cease. Like basically, you have that motherfucker to complement Kevin Gosman, or I don't know what you're gonna get out of Shane Bieber, but Jose Rio supposed to be coming back. Trey Savage out after his absolutely amazing performance in the World Series. Like I having that basically added on to this rotation is huge. He could basically be a big anchor for that. And I was glad that they were basically being aggressive in trying to get him, because it wasn't like they were like, well, we had a great run. We were like a fingertip away from basically beating the great Dodgers team and everything like that, and just kind of settling. It's like, no, we tasted blood and we want some fucking more. Give us some fucking more. They went and got Tyler Rogers as well to go along with that bullpen. They went and got Kazuma Okamoto from Japan, who was one of the top international free agents. Like they basically went out. Of course, they still got, granted, Anthony Santander is going to basically be hurt for
Yeah,
like
he
5 or
is.
6 months, so he ain't gonna really come back until after All-Star break. But like still got Big Bad Vlad Jr. Like this team is still set to compete. They got Baseball Perspectives got them winning really the division, but they got them winning 89 games this year. I think that they can basically do, I think they could win about 90, 95 games
Oh yeah.
roughly.
Oh yeah.
But this is a team set for success. I think this is a team that basically wants to compete. Granted, like they were in the Shohei Otani sweepstakes up until basically Dodgers went very much big bank and blew them motherfuckers out the water.
Yes, they did.
But this is a team that has smelled blood, wants more blood, and is hungry. And I love to see that hunger. Granted, we talked about them. We said they were going to be the good vibes team last year because they went and got Max Scherzer, and
Yep.
basically they were going to have him as something that was at least a trade piece. They said, fuck what y'all talking about, and went to the fucking World Series with
Yep.
it. And so
So we
with
are
them
the
basically
vibe.
doing, yeah, we are the vibe. Like they want to win, and I love to see a team that says, fuck y'all, what y'all talking about. We ain't gonna regress. We want more. We're greedy. We hungry. We're ready to go get it. All right, Toronto, let's see what the fuck y'all got. I want to see it. I think y'all should want to see it too.
Look, I gotta say this about I gotta say this. The Blue Jays are that one team that I'll say they have shark in the water mentality going on right now. They tasted the blood. They saying where are they at? Okay, where are they at
Where
right
they
now?
at? Oh,
Cause
where they
we
at?
cause
Oh,
we gotta get
where?
to it right now. Look, this team is set up to compete. I feel like if they can stay like they are, this could be one of the teams battling for the World Series for the next couple of years, and they could be right there pitching for this with the Dodgers and making that type of power move. they don't have Dodger money, but they got
Mm-hmm.
Dodgers type players on their on
Right.
their. Now, granted, they ain't got no two-way superstar. They don't have that, but they're ready to compete at the highest level for like the next couple of years. As long as this is intact, they're good to go. And I feel like this is where whenever you separate in tiers, I feel like, and I know not everybody's going to agree with this. I feel like they're better than the Yankees. Okay, because I feel like, and we could be, well, I could be wrong. I feel like they're going to compete to go back. Whereas I feel like the Yankees, once they win the first round of the playoffs, is like they kind of go into just I made it.
My job here is
Yeah,
done.
I knocked out that first team. I'm good with where I'm at. I won 89, 90
Right.
games.
Like y'all straight.
Uh,
Y'all good.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
Feels
guys
all
ready
right.
to go lose this next series? We can go on vacation, and then that's it. That's what they do. Whereas I think the Blue Jays are like, hey, we sending y'all on vacation. Get ready, be ready because we sending everybody on vacation. Whenever you see us, you need to start planning
Business
your
trip
vacation.
aplenty.
Yeah. Look, tell your people that you're gonna rent that private jet because we're gonna go ahead and get y'all up out of here. That's how I think the Blue Jays are thinking right now. I think that they're thinking like the Dodgers. Look, we trying to make sure it work. It is. We need that World Series trophy. Okay. Now, I I don't think. No. There's some other teams that I think are going to be trying to be competitive this year, but we're not to those teams yet. We're not to those teams, so I won't speak on that just yet. But I think the Blue Jays are the team in that division right now. I think that they are the team. They are those guys, the Blue Jays. Now,
Mm-hmm.
with that being said, we gave y'all our little AL East preview, but we must talk one more thing before we go. Well, two more things. One of them kind of disappointing. One of them was very good. So, boxing in the fighting world going on. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I'm gonna be ashamed that I'm gonna even probably partake in watching this, but I must. Mayweather is unretiring for an exhibition fight against Mike Tyson. Okay, this is high price retired bums to come fight. And I know some of y'all gonna be like, why are you using the word bums? Look, bro, these guys are
Mm-hmm.
way past their prime. I don't want to see them
Mm-hmm.
fight right now. I know what Mayweather's MO is. I see what Mike doing. It could it be a money grab? Yes. Could it maybe be good? I don't know, but I don't
No.
expect it to be good though. I highly doubt that it's going to be worth anything. Do you think that this is something even like worthwhile, like buying into Rob?
No. No. And they're supposed to be fighting April 25th in the Congo, in the Democratic Republic of Congo. It looks like, from what I'm seeing, Mike Tyson is going to try to drop down to cruiserweight, which is a 200 pound weight limit.
Hmm.
He For the Jake Paul fight, he was at 228. So I mean, you're talking about a man that is what, in his 60s,
Yeah,
basically dropping down like 30 pounds
yeah,
for a fight in the next month and some change.
yeah,
For what, dog? And you got Mayweather, who really hasn't really been over 160. That's supposed to be fighting this dude. Like, the only thing, like, the example I thought of was like next Friday after next, when Cat Williams talking to Terry Crews. You ever seen a pit bull, a Chihuahua fight a pit bull? Like, I think that's what this is gonna be. Like, it don't really. What is the point?
yeah,
Like, there is no point. And I'm thinking this is like this. The other thing I think was like R.I.P. Kimbo Slice, because Kimbo Slice was, he came from the streets. Granted, it might not be the PC term or whatever, but it was bum fights. It was fights for basically people fought in backyards that basically just fought for money to basically appease the motherfuckers that were standing around there, and the motherfuckers was gonna put it on early YouTube. And so this is what this is about. Like, Mike, I don't think Mayweather is looking for the money here. Like personally, I think Mayweather is looking for the attention. That motherfucker's an attention whore. It like one of the last times I've seen that man on TV. He's at a Lakers game and he's counting money on the fucking sideline. Like he's basically counting money like right there in eye view of everybody, and he just takes out a bag and just starts counting money, dog. This dude has an addiction to
Yes.
attention,
Yes.
and he just wants to basically people to know that he's there for him to fight. Like he's a grandfather, dog. Like his daughter made a baby with NBA young boy, and he's his own little grandson. I know he's done the videos with him like kind of tussling and everything like that.
Hmm.
This man is just an attention whore for like no fucking reason, dog. Like it's sad. Like this is the saddest shit for both parties. Like I hate that it's come that these niggas want to do some shit like that instead of just taking their old ass and just sitting down somewhere. But that's what the fuck. I guess it's this tension is a drug, and these motherfuckers are addicts, and they need that next hit. And it's sad that people are gonna basically watch some shit like this.
It is. So instead of saddening y'all up, I'm going to talk about something that was even better. Okay, last night I got to watch some boxing that I really wanted to watch. Granted, it was a lot of good fights last night, but I'm going to talk about what impressed me the most last night. Okay, what impressed me the most on the Barrios Garcia card last night was Barrios and Garcia. Okay, so granted, Gary Antoine Russell and Andy Hiroka, that was a great fight. That was a great fight.
Mm.
Frank Martin and Albright, that was a slugfest. Loved that too. What I was most impressed with last night was Ryan Garcia. People, you can no longer call Ryan Garcia one hand wonder, okay? Because he showed us the right last night. He showed us the right uppercut. He showed us the right check hook. He showed us the right overhand. And
Mm.
he punished Mario Barnes with it. He knocked him down in the first round. And then he dominated Mario Barnes for the next 11 rounds after that. A 12 round ass whooping. He got out to the center of the ring every after he came up off of his stool straight to the center of the ring, hands up. He met this man every time. In the first few rounds, he was getting up off the stool early. He was ready to put in work. This was the most complete fight, Rob, I've ever seen of Ryan Garcia. Whenever you get a chance, because I know you didn't get a chance to look at it, you need to watch
Mm.
this. Look, Mario Barnes is supposed to be Aztec, and he had his warriors backstage. I guess they were supposed to be summoning the old Aztec power.
You're tripping me the fuck out when you told me about that shit.
Look, look, power never kicked in. I don't know if the Aztecs was on delay, if the spiritual power never hit him or something. Maybe it
like
wasn't
he woke up
emotions.
this morning like I'm ready to go,
Yeah,
and his shit is like poo 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 poo.
yeah, it's a little late for that now. A little late for that now. But Ryan Garcia showed us that he can be a very complete fighter. He wasn't with all of the antics. I think he may be mentally in a better place now than where he's been in the past. Because he wasn't with all the antics. Like he was in the previous face offs. He was very serious. Yeah, he talked a little bit, but he didn't talk a lot. He only had one moment last night where Mario Barros corner was trying to chant for him, and Ryan kind of got distracted for a second. But outside of that, he was business the whole fight, and he called out Shakur last night. And I'll be honest with you, if he's fighting like that, Shakur Stevenson might have a problem. Shakur Stevenson might have a very real problem on his hands.
Mm.
It was something that it made me feel so good to watch those fights last night because it wasn't like I was watching trash and then a fight that was gonna be so. It was Frank Martin and Nahir Albright, which if people don't know, Nahir Albright can also sing. Man got out there and belted out a tune after a draw. Yeah, Rob, it was that type of fight night. That's what I'm telling you, bro. Gary Antoine Russell, who has his brother, who their father had passed. His brother's in his corner coaching them against Andy Hiroka. Andy Hiroka was out there. Andy Hiroka did his thing, but he it wasn't quite enough. It was the fact that last night it was just such a great just fight night. You know, it was just such a great fight night last night, and to watch Gary Antoine Russell pull out that fight against Andy Hiroko. It was a clash of styles. It was the guy on the outside versus the guy who wants to be on the inside flurries. It was so much to to just watch this, But that's why I'm saying if you're in the fights, I know that you may have known the old names, the Mayweathers, the Mike Tysons, but I encourage you to watch something else. Matter of fact, what I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna encourage you tonight to watch Shields and Franchon tonight because you got Clarissa Shields going for the women's heavyweight title tonight.
Miss
That's
Papoose.
yeah. Look, you know you're gonna see Papoose out there. Papoose out there. He supports his woman everywhere that she goes. Which tonight that's gonna be a great main event to watch. And then in the upcoming months, we're gonna have even more to watch. Keith Thurman and them are gonna be fighting. That's in March. Jai Opatai is in March. Benavidez is coming up soon. It's other guys that you can watch and you can be entertained by. You don't have to be stuck in the past. I know. We love seeing Mike Tyson's name, but you don't have to be stuck in the past, bro. You just don't have to be stuck in the past. Hell, you can even look forward to seeing Manny Pacquiao Jr. He's supposed to fight in a 4-round lightweight fight on the 28th of this month.
Manny Pacquiao Jr.?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Hold on.
I promise you, bro. My boy was like, this is Manny Pacquiao Jr.
Oh, bullshit.
Oh yeah, there's Gilbert. Yeah, there's Zerudo Ramirez and David Benavidez. That'll be May 2nd. The Fury is gonna fight April 11th. Wilder is fighting Derek Chirosa. That's gonna be Derek Chirosa's last fight. That's April 4th. Keith Thurman and Sebastian Fundora. That's gonna be the 28th next month. You have other things to watch.
He's 24?
Yeah. My boy was like, "This really a Manny Pacquiao?" Yes, this really a Manny Pacquiao Jr.
Get the fuck out of here. Okay.
But fight fans, there's other things to watch if you want to watch boxing. There's also MMA. The Sean Strickland people got to watch him win last night. Even though it wasn't the best card, my boy Jacoby did get his win. He's still undefeated against him and Hosea. 2 undefeated fighters went up against each other. Both are 11-0. It's enough that you can watch if MMA or boxing is your thing coming up in the next few months, and it's worthwhile watching versus subjecting yourself to watching the old guys fight. I'm nothing against the old guys because the old guys got a hell of a legacy behind them. They got a
I'm against the old guys.
Yeah,
they need to sit their ass down.
Yeah,
sit your black ass down somewhere.
Read
a fucking book, Mayweather. Shit.
Rob is clearly against guys, but hey, it happens. It happens. But I'll say this: it's more for you guys to watch out there than subjecting yourselves to just watching those dudes. Just trust.
Well, then again, Manny Pacquiao Sr. is supposed to be fighting in April, so shit happens.
Yeah, I want to say he is fighting too, but Pacquiao Jr. has he's not his daddy. He's
skinny as all hell.
Yeah, he's not his daddy. I don't know. He may develop as time because sometimes boxing is a thing that takes time. Because some people think he's not hungry enough. Because he didn't kind of had the silver platter. Your dad is Manny Pacquiao. Millions of dollars flow through that house. So, it is what it is. But I advise you guys to go watch something else. I promise you, Franchon and Shields is going to be a better fight. Matter of fact, I want to say their second fight against each other. Franchon's is a scrappy chick. She got a lot coming with her. She heavyweight. She is both of them very... I'll say this, Rob. I don't know if you've ever seen Clarissa Shields whenever she's at heavyweight size. She is a very sizey woman. I'd be afraid if I was Papoose, because he's not a very big guy. I'd be afraid of Clarissa a little bit if I was his size. Whenever she's at heavyweight size, I'd be like, man, she's kind of sizey right now. Yeah. I don't know if I could take it if I had to,
His problem, not mine.
Yeah, You are very correct, Rob. You are very correct. That is his problem, not yours. But trust me, I was peeping it out of the way, and I was like, I was like, I wonder if he's ever had to tussle with her whenever she's at that size. Like that's a dangerous size right there for her. That's a very dangerous size. That's also why whenever she was calling Layla out, I was like, Layla, you might want to watch it. I was like, Layla, I know that you're no slouch, but you ain't did this boxing thing in a minute. She might get the best of you. She might get the best of you, so leave her be. But you already know, guys. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show. Bro Amigos podcast, always in the building. We come to you guys live. The vibe goes up. We clip it up. Remember, like, subscribe, 2 channels: the Bro Amigos live channel and the Bro Amigos podcast channel. Get you a taste of the Bro Amigos podcast. Come
Get
experience this.
live.
Yeah, experience the greatness of the Migos. Just waft and just let it in. Just let it in. Rob, do you have anything to say before we get up out of here?
I would say good night, Canada, but USA hockey already said night night to y'all niggas. As basically you can see, Shawn Michaels got his flag up the nose. All right, yeah, but good night. Appreciate silver in hockey. I know y'all hate it. I know it sucks because you lost in overtime today, and then you lost, and then the women, the USA women basically won gold. Like I know y'all ain't got nothing going for y'all, and I get it. I know y'all mad, but allow me to say this. It's go, bitches. Hockey world is us. We own the hockey
Own it.
world.
Own it.
USA, 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 brother.
Jack Hughes, I just want you to know, I thought of this, and I wish he could see this. Whenever you won gold, I know that they wouldn't want you to say this, but whenever you get back to any American interview, I need you to pull a Ricky Bobby and let them know. Look, we're just one big hairy American winning machine over here, and that's what we do with hockey. That's just what we do. That's what you have to tell them and let them know. There's no need for Canadian bacon and Canadian maple syrup and all that because it's America. It was America in hockey. It was America. That's what we do. That's what we do. But it's all good. About to go ahead and get up out of here. You guys have a great night. Remember, like, subscribe, share, tell your people. People's about us. Let them know that Brumigos podcast is the way to go, all right? And we out of here. Deuces.